Hello, welcome to Scrap and Rabbit. This is Christine on this cold but sunny day. It's really cold here today. It's minus 15 Celsius, so it's a good day to be spending inside. I come to you with a new recipe journal that I just finished making, and I'm really happy with the way that this turned out. Again, I made this with one of those little binders that I was gifted from someone in my community. I really like the size and the fact that you can move the pages around as you see fit. So on this cover I have a picture of, it's a retro images. I purchased a few images in a retro style, and this sort of exasperated looking housewife I thought would make a great cover picture, and I printed out a title, "It's Not Easy Being a Master Chef." I thought that'd be kind of cool on a cookbook. And then you can use the pages inside to store your recipes. So on the side I have some little dangle charms. I wish I had some food related charms to attach here, but I don't. The closest I've got is a little bottle opener, which will go great with the image on the very last divider that you'll see inside here. And I've also got a little teapot, and this is just a little antique chain, and I've got some beads on here from some vintage jewelry, and I've got different trims, organza, and little pieces of a variety of trims that I had. As much as possible, I like using stuff that I already have in my stash for making these junk journals. So let's open the binder. It's a 2-ring binder, and you can attach or you can insert your own memorabilia if you like. I did include a few index cards that are typically used for recipes. These are 4x6, but in the spirit of junk journal, I used some papers that I already had. Some were tea stained, and you can use these more as a journal where you write your recipe on instead of the index cards. But if you have your own index cards, of course you can just punch your own holes and insert them in there. So on the front, this is an image that I had from an old paper pad, and here comes your milk in pure pack. I stitched around some of the images. This is a pocket, and I included this little pull-out favorite recipes. Those of you who bought my tutorial for making the large recipe scrapbook album, you'll recognize this printout. I just cut it so that it would fit in this smaller size. And then here I used some pictures from cooking magazines. That's a nice watermelon salad. And I used little bits of paper that I had left to form pockets. And I made this little tag, and it says here, "Homemade is best." So that tucks in there. So here's the first divider. This was one of the images that I purchased, and this can be removed. It's just a little sticky note. I put that on there, notes and stuff. So you can also do your own stamping and whatnot in here. So I've got 9 dividers. So I have 9 of these vintage retro images in there. Now this was also included in my scrapbook album for recipes, Kitchen Helps. I just resized that to fit here so you get the equivalents and abbreviations. And I've got lots of tea stained paper, and this was an old tag, "How to Measure." I included that in there. Like I said, this is one of the recipe cards, and some of these papers were also gifted to me. And this is from my stash. Here's an envelope, and in here I tucked in the list of equivalents. So like if you don't have any buttermilk or sour milk, you can use lemon juice or white vinegar with milk. I do that quite a bit when I'm making pancakes. And I really like this picture of a rooster. I got this from a cooking magazine. I stitched around the edges, and this is on cardstock and scrapbook paper. So I've got a whole variety. This was some paper from one of my printable journals, and it's like a background that looks like it was tea stained, but this is just printed on regular paper. You can tuck something behind there. And these were some leftover graphic 45 papers I had. And I also included a couple of recipes. This was from a cooking magazine, corn on the cob. I love corn on the cob. And here's the recipe for it. Asian twist grilled corn on the cob. It looks really good. And then there's a little tuck spot behind here. And here's another vintage image. Another recipe card. And this was from Graphic 45. It's like a postcard. And Mediterranean house salad, that's the recipe. I think this was from one of those craft magazines, so I included that. Grandma's apple pie recipe, that was from Graphic 45. And this is the Oreo ice cream bars. When I saw this recipe, I thought, man, that looks so good. I have to include that. And oh, there just happens to be a corn and potato salad recipe on the back too. But I think I would probably make the Oreo one first. It looks awesome. And there's another little tuck spot. Here's another retro image with a woman, I guess, threatening a head of lettuce. Or is that a cabbage? And here's another envelope, so you can tuck your own items in there. There's another image. Also, you can write sections, like titles, on these little tabs. Another recipe that I just slid into this little pocket. And this is for overnight oats. I've made overnight oats before too. They're really handy and they're quite tasty. And here is a strawberry key lime angel lush. So as much as possible, when I had the recipe picture, I included the recipe. Here's a picture of a lady blowtorching toast. I thought the images were quite cute. This is from an old paper pad, Brillo, and it's on an envelope. Chicken burger Texicana. I stitched around the recipe there, and there's a picture. So there's lots of room for writing your own recipes, or you can just cut them out and stick them in there, or glue them onto these pages if you like. There's another divider. And this was really nice. It was too big to stick to a page, but I wanted to include the recipe anyways. Blueberry refrigerator pie. And this one I made. It's really, really good. It's creamy peanut butter and banana pie. Easy potato skewers, and there's a layered tomato basil dip on the back. So this makes a nice little gift for someone if they're buying a house or whatnot, and you want to give some of your favorite recipes away. There's a crazy lady with a mix master. She's got this weird look in her eyes. And this is the last divider, and that's the one that I thought that little bottle opener charm would go well with. It's a lady having a glass of, is it wine or champagne or something? And I finish off with another envelope. I'll include a link to this in my Etsy shop if anybody is interested in purchasing it. And I guess I should give the dimensions. I forgot to measure it. It's 5 3/4 wide by 7.5 tall, and it's almost 3 inches thick, so it's quite thick. There's lots of room for your recipes in here. So I hope this gives you ideas for your own little journals. And like I said before, I really like using these binders because you can rearrange stuff as you see fit. Have a nice day and happy crafting. Bye.